Welcome back to another episode of RBF Live. We're out thrifting, hitting up a couple of sales. First up is this one that's right around the corner from my house, so I had to make an effort. If you like this kind of content, if you enjoy it, please consider hitting the like button for this video. That really helps. And also, please consider subscribing to the channel. So I drove by this sale a couple of times. That's kind of the standard thing. You look at this, can I see anything from the road? And I saw a lot of dishes, and so I was tempted to not stop, but it was, like I said, right around the corner, so I had to at least make the effort. I really hadn't planned on going thrifting other than stopping here, and later I had a pickup at an estate sale. So I'm kind of looking through, hoping I see some anime books there.
Is there more in the
tempting
trailer?
To look at, and we're gonna go in this little trailer here and see if we can see anything else. The prices were pretty high, and so when the first thing you see tells you prices are high, you're much less likely to start trying to put together a bundle. So I just thought I would look for at least a hidden gem. Maybe there was something in there that I could buy to flip for a profit, and I was struggling. You don't always find stuff, you know. You watch YouTube videos and you see people buy all this great stuff, but you don't see the videos where they go in and out of sales without buying anything. I kind of like those star charts, but would not have been a great flipping purchase. So I thought, well, let me double back. I gotta look at everything, see if there's any of these dishes. I'm not really a Pyrex type of person. I just haven't invested the time to learn. I guess to learn enough to know what to spot, and I think that bowl was $25. I was tempted to buy this nymph or whatever the heck it was, because I think it was only about $7. And if my kids were still living in the home, I definitely would have bought that, because they had a whole collection of stuff like that. But I'm trying to limit my purchases right now. I want to limit them to stuff that I'm actually going to flip for a profit in a short amount of time. I thought, well, I'm going to start picking stuff up. Here's some green Pyrex. Nope, I'm not going to spend that much for it. These were like between $7, $10, $15, $20, $25 for these dishes, and I feel bad for people when you invest your time to set up a garage sale and your prices are so high. Like, I don't know who's going to buy that stuff at those prices. They ended up extending the sale to a second day, and I didn't even go down there because I already knew what was there. It kind of was this kind of piqued my interest. I think it was $20 as well, $15 or $20, and later on I did look it up to see what it was selling for, and that's what it was selling for on eBay. So definitely not a great buy. So let's go check out the anime books. Oops, these are $10 each firm, which tells you whenever you see firm at a garage sale that you know that it's going to be a difficult negotiating stance. So
Thank you.
I just decided, you know what, let's go ahead. I got some other work to do. Might as well get back home. This was literally 3 minutes from my house, so it wasn't a huge investment. But when I got home, my wife said, hey, there's an estate sale. This was about 10 minutes from my home. So I thought, I'm going to go to this. I've been to this company before, and I actually did pretty well on stuff that they did not think was valuable. I bought a Toshiba, 9-inch Toshiba TV combination DVD player for $30 in a box, and sold it within days for $400. We didn't find any of those here, but we're going to go in and see what we can find. Lots of people, lots of big crowd, lots of books. So they announced before the sale started that the people running the sale do not own the books, so do not complain to them about the content of the book. So you might be able to see some of the books when we get out into the garage. But I'm kind of doing a quick scan, looking in any of the obvious places for something I might normally find, like maybe some electronics, maybe some kind of office tools, anything kitchen, no Cutco's that I can tell. Oops, sorry. There were a couple of bedrooms back here and a bathroom. So when I look in a place like this, I look for, is there a flip clock? Now these weren't old houses. This was like normally I think, okay, people that move here have already sold off all their good old stuff. So we did check though. Anything quick, anything that might be vintage or anything that I would be interested in. So we're gonna go out to the garage. You can see all these massive amount of bookcases all in this garage. And they had these wire racks of stuff on them too, but just an absolute ton of books. And so I'm going to see one that is right what I want, and I'm going to grab it. This is a 1943 Webster's Dictionary. I really target these because nobody wants these, but I probably will get $70 for that one. It's not a deluxe, not a marble page edge finish or anything like that, but like I normally do, I always get the heaviest things I can find first and then struggle carrying everything around the rest of the sale. So we're gonna look for some more books. I thought that sign said 50 cents for 2 books. It actually said 50 cents to $2. So the whole time I thought I was getting a score on books I was buying. I did end up getting a relatively good price. I think I paid less than $1 a book, but not as good as you got to pay attention to signs. So I looked at these. These were kind of a mishmash set of books, 2 different versions, I guess, of those, and decided I would go ahead and get them because in my mind they were 25 cents a piece, but still a good price. I think I'll do okay with them. I don't have a complete set, so that's kind of the issue, but we're going to see what we can do with those. Really cool books. My bag is not helping me because I stuck the strap down there. And my bag is the noisiest bag in the entire house. So we're looking. There was another old book. It was really beat up. I think it was some kind of dictionary. Not worth getting. So I'm looking for old books. I'm looking for sets of something, some kind of set of a book. You never know. There might be some like Franklin Mint books or Easter. I forget the one company. The high-end leather bound volumes. I didn't see any of those, but there was a lot of books here. Big tote on top. Sorry, you can't see it until I pull it down. Big tote of wires and cords, and I like to look through that stuff. I could tell pretty quickly it was just cords. Nothing spectacular in there. Just trying to quickly scan through all these books to find anything that looked like it had potential value. I did see that Cosmos book there, and you're going to see me pull that out, and you'll hear a funny interaction later on. There's some Soviet Union postcards, so I did grab those. Those were from the, I think, late 70s. Got that gigantic Cosmos book. Don't be afraid to buy big books like that. They do have some value. I think that one's probably a $30 to $40 book. So there was these binders, and I was tempted to get some. There were basically their travel, like binders from travels around the world. I was hoping to find like a bunch of postcards in them, but they were pretty much just their photographs put into these, with some other knick-knacky stuff. Just didn't find enough of anything. Even though I could have gotten them super cheap, I just didn't want to deal with them. Those 2 red books that you see there on the shelf, I did end up getting those. Those were H.G. Wells' History of the World. And I also got that annotated Huckleberry Finn. I thought it would have some value, really doesn't, but it's kind of a neat book, so I might hang on to that. So now I've got the super heavy bag, and just trying to do a quick scan of anything else I see out there, because I want to get inside and look around some more in there. More of those binders. It's always funny to see what people have. I think this lady maybe had passed away. I'm not sure. The whole house was being sold, so everything was going pretty cheaply. We did end up going back the next day, and all those bookcases were gone. All the books were just piled up, so it was very hard to look for anything on the second day. But we did dig through and get a few more books. But yeah, tons and tons of lots of books. Lots of political books, if you were wondering. I'm looking around. There were some kind of needlework kits there, but they were all open. But they looked like they might be complete. But if it's not sealed, the deal is not sealed, as far as I'm concerned. So here's some more books. I saw that little tote. There's a bunch of CDs in there. I will grab those and just look on them to see what's on them. But those ones looked like they were probably just a CD that had all the photos that they ended up putting in those books, because they kind of matched up with the books. And I thought maybe those were going to be children's books, but they were all just still song books, music song books. So nothing I was going to want to deal with. That was kind of a neat Robert's Rules of Order. If you've ever been involved in a organization of any kind, you get to enjoy that. Yeah, sorry the footage you're not getting to see this. I'm just looking at those CDs there. But yeah, they just kind of look like photo discs. So I'm not going to deal with that. You'll see later on why I'm saying that now, after the fact. There's a vacuum cleaner. I think they wanted $80 for it, so we passed.
No Asian stuff. They're actually more European.
Kind of look through here. I did come back later and get that Cuisinart coffee carafe there for $1. Those sell for about $15 to $20. So.
No, he stayed home with the neighbors.
There's a reseller. He's scanning something. Okay.
Yeah, put the lid on.
Nothing right here. Really just, I wasn't expecting to find anything at this sale. Although, to be honest, I didn't know, because this company doesn't advertise. They have like an email list. They'll email you and tell you, and they have a website. But you don't know they're having a sale unless you look. I've just randomly run into their estate sales in the past. So that was a older chopper. I wasn't going to bother with that. A couple of tools there. So the lady, when we came in, she said there was something in this closet. I didn't hear what she said, but I thought I would take a look. And it looks empty, but up above is what I'm looking at. And I set all my heavy stuff down. Oh, there was a couple rolls of fabric and a flag there. But up high on this shelf were a bunch of probably 25 slide roll reels, I guess. And this one said Russia #1. It was about half full. I had to remember how to release the slides. That center thing locks, so I gotta turn it counterclockwise. What I'm looking to see is how old are these? Now, they turned out to be early 80s. I think 82 is what the date on the slides were. So my hope is that I can look in there and find something Soviet Union-y and not just a bunch of pictures of the person and people and stuff. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to maybe ask about these things, see what they want for them. There were so many of them. There were Russia, South America, Portugal, a couple of different places listed, but I really didn't want to buy someone's slides if I couldn't guarantee there's a possibility of finding something neat. Now, I had those Soviet Union postcards, and those were from the late 70s, so at the time I couldn't read the date on that slide, so I didn't know if those Russian slides were old or not, but they were about that time frame. So we're going to keep that on the back burner, and I'm going to go try and check out, see if I can get over one last pass maybe through the living room. There's my reseller guy, he's got the globe. I passed on the globe. There's a couple things down here that were kind of interesting, not resellable as far as I was concerned. There was an interesting book. Oh, I did end up getting that. That's I think I talked about it in the hall before, but kind of a neat book from the late 1800s. There's a couple other books here that were interesting. This was kind of a neat book, but I couldn't make out what it actually was. So neat, but I didn't want to have something neat to go deal with. You never know what you're going to find. I've found books on the shelf at estate sales that were printed in the 1700s, just randomly sitting around. So you never know what you're going to find. One good way to check books is if the date is in Roman numerals, it's probably older. So get brush up on how to decipher Roman numeral dates. Otherwise, you can pull out your phone and search it. Have Google or AI tell you how to do it. There's a little kind of a clock, thermometer, doohickey there, and there's a gentleman who wants it. He's marching over right now to grab it from me, so I'm letting him have it.
And there's a credit card.
He comes back in a second. But I'm thinking I've got enough heavy stuff. Let's count up what I got. I think I counted through there. I think I had 11 or 12 books altogether. 11 books plus 2 things, postcards maybe. So let's go check out. Remember, I'm still thinking 25 cents a book. So,
And you're going to get it by text.
So I'm in line behind this guy.
Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
And I just asked the guy next to me if I cut in front of him, and he said no. And here comes guy with things that I was looking at cutting in front of me. So
How cool. 5.
Done.
Because it wobbles a little bit. So 5. Hey there.
Hi.
Ooh, you found some goodies.
I got a bunch of books.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Counted and I forgot.
You went for the lightweight stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, right off the bat. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 2 of these things here.
Okay, so 12. Ooh, Cosmos. Oh, wow.
I know, I saw you with that book and I was mad.
Sorry.
That should be a $2 book, the Cosmos, but I already told you 12.
$12 or? Oh, I thought it said 50 cents out there. Two books?
It depends on, no, it should be, some of the paperbacks are like 50 cents.
Oh, okay.
But the hardcovers are all
I didn't see a different sign.
Yeah. Oh, there should be anywhere from, it should say 50 cents to $2.
Okay. What are you asking for the slide reels that are in that closet? I opened one, there was like half full.
Make us an offer.
Like a piece?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go. This is 12, so let me just set this here and go see what I want out of that.
freaked me out. I thought it was a drawer.
Oh, yeah.
So now that we kind of have a price on these things, I thought I'm going to go take a look. Maybe I do want to get some of these. And end up pulling some down. And after looking through them, I decided I really just want to get the Russian ones, and we'll see what's up with those. I think I looked at a couple more, and they just seemed like they were newer. But then I also noticed there was a box that said projector on it, so I grabbed that too. I thought, well, I'll get the projector, and I'll get some of these reels. Hopefully I'll find some. If not, at least I'll have a projector and some reels. I've got tons of other slides that I've bought over the years that I really need to search through and look for some. I've got a bunch of slides that I bought from a Pan American, Pan Am Airlines flight back then, stewardess, and she had photos from all around the world in the 50s and 60s on slides, and so I've got a bunch from like Afghanistan and just all kinds of places. So that'll make it easier to search through those. So there was a ton. There must have been 22, I think, altogether, 22 or 23 reels. And I wasn't going to pay, I don't want to pay $1. I don't want to buy all those for $1 a piece, so we'll just decide which ones we want. And we did end up going back the next day, and they were still there, and so I asked her about them, and she wanted $1. She still wanted $1 a piece, and I said, well, if I take them all, could you do 50 cents? And she said, sure. So I ended up getting the last 20 of those for $10. We'll see what's in. I'm trying to quickly look at some of these just to see if I can, if you can see like a car in them or something that gives you an idea on dates. The slides do have dates, but these were really hard to read, so I wasn't banking on the information printed on the slide. And I did see a lot of just pictures of the people in them, so those are not anything I'm going to be doing anything with. I'll just sort out anything that has like scenery, notable scenery, and then we'll see what we can do with those. What's nice is these are at least sorted by location, so I probably won't have to guess. I am hoping that projector works because I don't have another projector that would fit these. And as you can see, most of these are not full.
Yeah, she's kind of getting frustrated with it, so she's still looking, but you know.
Now remember, I wasn't even planning to go here. I've got other stuff I got to be doing, so these happenstance thrifting opportunities, I try to be in and out as fast as I can, so there's a full one. So I'm just trying to get in and out. Lots of stuff to look at. Candy, I'm not sure where that is. There's Japan. These may end up being a great score or a complete dud, but at least I'll have the reels and hopefully a good working projector. So if that's the case, it works out. I'm getting tired of doing that, so I'm gonna get those 2 Russian ones, and then I'm gonna pull that projector down after I noticed it said projector in the box. I think when she priced me out, I think maybe she thought I had a box of slides, but it wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't going to offer up any information about what I was holding. She could have looked at the box. That's probably bad to do, but the way these sales run, they just want stuff out of there, because this is a realtor that's doing these sales. They just want the house cleared out. When we came back the second day, they said, "You're here for all the books." They just wanted that stuff out of there. Okay, and we're back after a long day. We had the couple of garage sale stops and an estate sale stop, which you saw. I think you saw the first garage sale and you saw part of the estate sale. We also had a pickup for an online estate sale purchases, and then ended the day with a quick stop at Goodwill. So let me run through. First, we didn't get anything at that first garage sale. The prices were insane. I feel bad for people when they do garage sales but have their prices so high, and I don't mean like too high for resellers, too high for the items they're selling, but when we went to the estate sale, that was a pleasant surprise. So let me go through what I got there. And I think the first thing you saw actually was me picking up this big dictionary. If I find these big dictionaries, this one's not the best, but if I find these big dictionaries and they're in good shape and they're old, and I think this one's from 1943, I paid $2 for this, and it looks like it's probably about a $70 to $80 book, encyclopedia, or dictionary. So those are always great finds, and people typically sell them cheap. I don't think I've ever paid more than $2 for one of these, and I've always done well with them. The next books here, this Loomis figure drawing book, mine has a little bit of wear here, but this is probably about a $40 book, and people pass that stuff up. These other two books, not big, not going to be big winners, but they're two sets of Russian folk tale books, and I'm going to put them together in two sets. They're probably only $10 to $15 a set. This archaeological study Bible, it's brand new condition. I paid $2 for that as well. This is probably going to be close to $100. It's in brand new condition, no writing, no nothing. I also got a set of these, the picturesque Tale of Progress. I don't have a complete set, but I have, I think, eight of them. And so I'm going to put those together, and I think I only paid $4 for the 8. So that should I should do okay. That's not a big winner. This Robert the Bruce book, I'm still trying to figure out, because it's a really nice copy. I couldn't find one like it. It's a Vince's marking, but it's got an engraving to Robert Bruce McPherson, and dated 1897. And so she gave her son Robert Bruce the book about Robert the Bruce. Really nice condition. I'm hoping to figure out a little bit more on this, just because it's a very old copy. So more to come on that. I also got these 2 packs of Russian, Soviet Union, I guess I should say. Oops, there they go. Postcards. Bunch of postcards. 1979. So those, I think I paid $1 for all of that. Behind here is this large copy of Cosmos, and I can't remember if I caught this on video, but while I was walking around with it, someone said they saw me with it and they said I was a jerk because they apparently wanted it. They said something about me. I can't remember. Hopefully it's in the video. But that's a nice book. Don't be afraid to buy these huge books. This is probably I want to guess, probably a $40 book, $30 or $40 book. I did get some other books that I did not showing just because they weren't really something I was planning to resell. These Russian or Soviet Union
postcards made me think that these slides might be older slides. I don't think they are, but there's 2 sets of slides in here with slides from Russia, 1 and 2. I paid $1 for each of these and $1 for the projector. So I'm hoping the projector works because it was all with all the other slides. There was a bunch of more of these. I just decided I didn't want to get all of them. I could have gotten all of them for $1 each. But looking at the pictures, I think these are probably newer photos. And then the last thing I got were these 2 Fisher-Price Easter Bunny toys. And they were in a plastic tote for $5. I saw the back here. I saw Fisher-Price toys, made in USA, and this stuff is just nothing. Don't pay no attention to that. But I thought these might be worth something, and the columns are a little bit out there, but these are in pretty good shape. I think this one has a little mess up there, but other than that, I think they're in pretty good shape. The color looks good. These I probably can get $50 to $70 for the pair, so if I put them together. So not bad for $5, and I got the plastic tote that came in for free. So that's everything from the walk-in estate sale that I went to, which was a very comical estate sale. So let me move some stuff out of the way. We'll move our bunnies out of here. And we'll move our slides out of here. So this online estate sale that we bought stuff from was really a nice sale. One of the cool things about it was the seller was an eBay reseller, and so there was a ton of reselling supplies. I got what I think was the best of the lot. A lot of people bought the boxes and stuff like that. I got a ton of these Instapack quick foam packing packs. So a bunch of different sizes. There's 80, there's 60, there's some 40s and 20s, I think are the other sizes. I probably have 50 packs of these, which I could resell. I'll have to look into it. Maybe I do want to resell them, but I'm definitely going to use some of those. I also got some tape, several rolls of tape, and some tape dispensers. I paid quite a bit for that, based on what I got, but I think it was worth it for those Insta packs. We also got, not shown here, we got a 65-inch LG OLED TV, which I think we're going to end up keeping and replacing our 65-inch TV that's non-OLED. So that, let me get my pricing here. We paid $283 for the TV. We were just at Costco last night, and I looked at the current model of the 65-inch LG OLED TV, and it's on sale for $800 right now. So I felt like when I was bidding, if I could get it under $300, I was going to do pretty well. We also got down here, I was surprised to get this. I thought this was going to go higher. Basically, it's the top 2 things in this unit is the Behringer Ultra Gain Pro 8 Digital, and then also the Behringer V-Verb Pro. This is probably I'll probably get about $200 for that, maybe another $150 for this. This really isn't anything. And this is also a nice case, so I may, if I don't keep it myself and use it, I may be able to sell that as well. But I only paid, shocking, I was shocked to only pay $106 for that. So I felt like that was an excellent buy. I also ended up with this very tiny, ultra compact JVC system with speakers and all the stuff that goes with it. I only paid $26 for that. I like to sell these things, but I like to sell the really tiny ones because these are much easier to deal with shipping. So I was glad to get that. once we got the first item, it was like, okay, what else do we want to get? Because I did have to drive about 40 minutes out of my way. And then the last two items were these two Xbox. The top one is a Halo, I think it's Halo 5 edition. And it has the cords, and this one actually has two more controllers, not like this one, but two more standard controllers, plus the power cable. I like getting these special edition or limited edition, or whatever you want to call them, special versions, because these are worth considerably more than just a standard Xbox, especially these remotes. You'd be surprised at how much these special remotes go for. And then this is an Xbox One X. I have one of these in the box right now that I got that's almost pristine. I was kind of waiting to sell. This one isn't as pristine, but it's still in the box. Has two controllers. They're not special controllers, just standard controllers. Two controllers. I think I have headset adapters for both of these. But I paid for the Halo edition, I paid $91. For the One X, I paid $81, which I thought was a pretty good deal for those. So let me know if you disagree or if you think that was awesome. I know I paid more for the other boxed Xbox One X, but that was a tongue twister. I know I paid more for that one. So that was everything that we bought at that estate sale, the online estate sale. That was our pickup from that. So I couldn't resist because I sort of was driving past Goodwill on my way home. I wanted to see a later in the day, Friday crowd, see what was up. I didn't have my camera, so I couldn't record, but I put a bunch of stuff in my cart, took a bunch of stuff out. I ended up finding this on the shelf for $12.99. This is a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X version 2. And I paid $12.99 for it. I think I can probably get $40 to $50 at least for this. It looks in pretty good shape. And then back here, I spend pretty much every trip into Goodwill. I look through the kitchen stuff, and I've done so well with brand new Breville pieces. I sold a milk frother for over $100. I won't get $100 for this personal pie maker, but for $20 I will probably get 70 at least, maybe 60 to 70 for this, and the sell-through rate is great for new. It is new. The box just has a little issue right here, but everything in there is sealed and new. So people pass this stuff up. This is the boring stuff people don't like to concern themselves with, and it's the stuff that I love because it's there at a good price in good condition, which makes it a good sell and a good profit. So there you have it. Excellent day picking up and thrifting here in Gig Harbor. So future Kevin here. We did go back the second day at that estate sale with all the books, and I wanted to show you these. These were because the bookcases were gone. These were just in a box, and so I did find some more kind of sketch books like I got the first day, but this was an entire set of. This one doesn't show it, but these are Pittman drawing books or sketch books. And so it's always nice to get a set of books if you're looking to resell. These were from 57, at least that one's from 57. So these are all pretty vintage and by number. So I was able to get, I think I have 10 here. So I'll show you the comp that I found for a couple of them. I don't even think they were this vintage, but for what we paid on second day for books, this was probably $1 or $2 for all of these. So really cool content to begin with, and then some potential good value. I'm not sure, just based on the lack of good comps for this age of books, but really cool set of books that we were able to source on second day of that estate sale.